Hi, everybody. So, Amelia and I are here together today, and we're going to talk about how to move through all these energies with your body in the best way possible for yourself because we're getting hit with a lot right now. And it actually came up today about the solar stuff, which just popped into my head. So, how are
Mm.
you doing, Amelia?
I'm feeling so much better today, but the last 4 days, I just was a little more sluggish. I was swollen, which is one of my healing responses that I go through. I was being woken up at night, which is not normal for me anymore. Just some old stuff was coming to the surface. Feelings of anxiousness, which I don't get anymore typically, unless it's somebody else's that I'm picking up on. Um, and I've just had to clear and balance just all parts of the physical, spiritual, emotional, body,
Mhm.
mind, soul, spirit, all parts of me. Um, and just keep them closely in the same frequency, instead of being segmented within myself. So I've had to clear a lot and nurture my inner child. I mean, it's been quite a bit actually.
Yeah,
So,
it's been massive. And, you guys know us, we're both healers and we do a lot of other stuff too, but we are healers. And there's a big, amount of healing that's going on that's really pushing old stuff out of the body. And it doesn't always go totally gracefully.
mm-mm.
And it's how fast are you willing to shift and change and release and not think that like something, because I had something really old, like I haven't experienced it for probably 20 years, and that popped up in a huge way the night before last. And it was like, it had to do with hives. So I was just absolutely irritated, angry, itchy, all this stuff's going on, and it was leaving the tissues. So we have soul shadows that we're dealing with. We have genetic line stuff we're dealing with, and we have cellular memory that we're dealing with right now.
Mhm.
And that is because of the solar energy. So the souls, so you're one of them out there in the universe pushing this energy to basically clear out the old gunk from the 3D and the 4D so that we don't carry that into the 5D, and that's density.
Mhm.
So thinking about those things, like I have programs for those items that you can access. Amelia has appointments that you can access. If you need more help, you can ask your angels for assistance. Like whatever comes up, letting go of it is really important, not reliving it. So just kind of going through the process of being as graceful as you can and letting go not only of the symptom, but the emotion
Mhm.
that created it. So there's
Yep.
a lot of stuff that's like really intense right now.
I
And it
I kind of
causes
vision. Oh, sorry.
no, it causes certain things. So what are the things that you've been getting, or some of the big things that are coming up for people?
Yeah, there's been a lot of overlaps, and I just kind of want to see as or say as I see it leaving people, it looks like it's like shaking out of our bodies a little bit.
Mhm.
And so just calming the body is really helpful. But I'm seeing a lot of, I'm still finding, people's inner child energies to be a little hidden on some aspects, especially when we're having the so-called rug being ripped out from us, that's some people's perceptions is what I'm picking up. I'm seeing a lot of the fall symptoms people are dealing with digestion, liver, gallbladder. Um, and then there's just a lot of stress energies people are holding on to, a lot of confusion energies. Um, Oddly, the word that keeps coming up for emotions is like betrayal energies across many lifetimes. I'm seeing that a lot popping up, ready to clear. Um, and so it's great to clear all of that at the cellular level. I think that's why I've been using a lot of extra sacred frankincense myself. There's some essential oils that are so amazing. They go in and they clear the receptor site, they go into the cell, reprogram, and then boost the whole body. And
Mhm.
it's just amazing. So I'll probably sometimes I just sit there and let it drop on my head, just like how much can I get in one
Right.
sit? Opening up that third eye too. People's third eyes are really coming to the forefront too right now.
Mhm.
Um, Seeing a lot of that. People are like, is this really how it feels to have this knowing, or like, is this really what I'm tuning into? You know, they're starting to really grasp onto their gifts. So that's exciting too.
It is exciting. We're seeing more because the mind is allowing us to. And I won't say who, but somebody just saw an ET recently and was very funny about it. And it was amazing,
Hmm.
and no threats or weirdness or any of that, just like a very calm event. So that is because the third eye is opening up,
Hmm.
and it's also causing purge. So a lot of people have been waking up with really swollen eyes. I know
Yep.
I had hives around my eyes. And I was double dipping. I was using something that cleanses the third eye, and that was the energy that was being pushed out from the universe. So just kind of
Hmm.
being aware of yourself, and then give yourself a break too. If you need a break, just take a break. If you can lay in bed all day and that's something that you actually need, then do it.
Hmm.
And that's when you're going to get sparked for the next thing that's coming. I feel like we've had a major purge,
Yep.
and that, I feel like it's going to kind of calm down a little bit, but it depends on what parallel you're in and where you're at emotionally, and just kind of continuing to work through it. But we're also going to have some inspiration that comes in pretty soon. So I know
Yes.
I've been inspired to do certain things, and I was kind of languishing with them before. And now I'm like, oh, I'm going to do that.
Yep. It's the divine timing kicking in.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I've done extra like Epsom salt baths. I have been using a lot more minerals, my red light therapy, just being in the sunshine. First thing when I take my dog outside, I put my feet in the grass, even though it's cold. I'm trying to still put my feet in the grass. It's kind of like a nice little jolt awake. Um, and the whenever you get the puffy eyes, that's often kidneys. So it's just making sure you're staying hydrated with enough minerals, um, and really, really supporting the detox pathways for the body so that you can let go of what's coming up to the surface. So, um, those detox pathways are important. So if you don't sweat easily, it's a good idea to start to figure out how we can open up that pathway too, or whatever works best for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you don't have a sauna, because saunas really help teaching your body
Mhm.
how to sweat,
Yep.
then you may have like an infrared mat. Those are really good. The infrared saunas are really inexpensive, the ones that are portable.
Mhm.
Wooden ones are not, like
They're
they're
not.
very expensive in comparison. But there's a lot of things you can do. You could also do a castor oil pack if you are
Mhm.
not sweating. So you could do those every day. I just bought these big band-aids and have been using those, and talk about convenient. Like you can just put one of those on at night with some castor oil and just go to sleep.
Yep.
And yeah, that is kind of a beautiful thing. The lymphatic system really working with that. And
Huge. Mine went through a big burst this last weekend. I just was feeling the glands all swollen. I'm like, okay, what's happening? So I had to get out and move. And I was like, do I need some herbs for the lymphatic? Like, what do I need? And so I think it was more about getting that hot bath and moving the body. And you can do skin brushing, and
mhm,
that can get backed up pretty quick.
yeah. And reflexology is really helpful right now. I have these weird shoes that I like to stand in, and I haven't been using them for a long time. And all of a sudden, I was like, oh, I'm going to go stand in those. And they
Mm-hmm.
have these little painful buttons that are plastic that poke your feet in certain places so that your whole body is basically getting stimulated, all your organs. And
Nice.
yeah. And so there's just so many things you can do. You can rub your feet, you can pull on your ears,
Mhm.
you can do a little qigong.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
stretching
Hmm.
is super simple, but just getting the tissue to stretch out so that it can release, especially that fascia. I'm not trained in that, but I know it's really important um to get all of
Yeah,
that moving so it doesn't stay stuck in those cells.
it is. Yeah. And even like working with the gua sha, which is like a flat
Mhm.
rock, um, doing face yoga so that your face can like drain of all the fluid.
Oh
And do
yeah.
I do all this stuff? No. You
Not
know,
all the
I
time.
do I do what pops up for me at the moment. Like I use my frequency machine, I use the patches, I
Oh yeah.
use oils, I use like all kinds of stuff
I need
and
to mention too.
enzymes
Oh,
lately.
enzymes. You mentioned that too in another video, and I was like, I've been craving more enzymes. I've been using a little more a little stronger enzymes like the serapeptase and the nattokinase and things like that to really just clear out all that scar tissue inside and anything that's stuck in the body that needs to go. So
Mhm.
that's huge.
It is. And I feel like a lot of people are having digestive issues lately. And
Hmm.
it's not only that we're having to digest what's coming at us,
Hmm.
but it's also that our bodies are shifting. So
Yeah,
a lot of the digestive stuff is like out of whack.
yeah,
So, mhm,
it is. I'm feeling like I might do a couple days. I can usually do about a day and a half of digestive juicing with beets and a few other things that my body needs to
mhm.
help get some things out.
Yeah,
So,
beets are really good. And you can just get the dry beet juice, like the dehydrated beet juice. You can get
mhm,
all kinds of different things. Um,
mhm.
the green juice, I like that too. I
Yes.
really like the potassium like drink mix.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it. I'll try and put a bunch of links under the video for everybody.
I I bought some celery juice just because I didn't want to make it, and it had 1,300 milligrams of potassium in it, and that's
Mm,
just over half your daily value for women. Men need more, apparently. So, I was like, that
yeah.
was a big boost because you can easily feel depleted when you don't have enough potassium.
Mhm.
So,
Bananas are amazing for that too.
mhm,
Like some people don't do good with bananas though. So
it's true.
yeah, really paying attention to whether you do good with that or not. But you can make your breakfast with bananas. You can have banana pancakes and,
Mm,
different things throughout the day that help.
yep.
But,
I've cleared a lot of banana allergies for people.
mhm,
It's surprising how many have come up with that, but many people can do well with it. So,
mhm. Yeah. Well, it's genetically modified. So we have a
yeah.
lot of stuff that's like genetically modified in the corn and the bananas and the
Spaghetti
tomato.
squash. Yeah. Spaghetti squash I heard was never an original food. So,
Oh, that's sad.
I know. I used to feel really tired after eating it. It's been a while, but now I'm like, oh, that would be why.
Mhm.
My body didn't know quite what to do with it.
Yeah. And really being kind of aware of grains and stuff too.
Mm.
Feel like is important right now, like making sure that they're sourdough, real sourdough, not just flavored sourdough, like there's no yeast.
I've never
Um,
seen that.
yeah,
I'm not
they
surprised.
they basically just add a little bit of sourdough into it and then they use yeast anyway. So being careful, paying attention to your food right now. I don't feel like
Mhm.
we're as hungry
Mm-mm.
either because our digestion is changing. But sometimes your body is like gone through a huge process and you're starving. So
Yes.
being aware of that too. And like if you're really hungry, then just go eat and replenish. Um,
Yeah,
as
and
the
we're oh yes, that's a good one. I was gonna say we're also in the full moon program. Our bodies are still somewhat running on that, of course, and so we're in the parasite windows right now.
Mhm.
So sometimes you can be hungry before or after, your sleep can be off, since we're coming up on that too, because parasites are super active. They're gonna go away, but
Yeah, they will go away. And that's some of the third and fourth density stuff that's cleansing out of our system too.
mhm,
So being aware of that, I've actually noticed more people are dealing with heavy metal versus parasites just lately.
absolutely.
Hmm.
Mhm.
But the parasite thing was huge like a week ago.
That makes so much sense because I was taking extra black seed oil, and I know that's like a, anti-parasitic. Um, and the heavy metals, yeah, I've been recommending recently for people to add like cilantro to their food if you like it, or put it into smoothies or juicing, because it will help with the heavy metals too. It's a really easy way to do that. There's other
Mhm.
ways too with products, but that's an easy one.
Yeah, it's amazing right now.
Mhm.
The constant shifting. So just
Yeah.
like take a minute with yourself whenever you start to feel like things are spinning out of control emotionally or whatever, and just ask like what is it that my body needs right now,
Mhm.
because they're changing so massively.
Yep, I'm gonna work on a resource that might be an easy checklist for people to this just came into. I've been wanting to do it. I've just been trying to see it in my mind and then put it
Mhm.
together. So then when you're learning to do the work to self-heal for yourself, it could be helpful and noticing different things or in tuning in, or if you muscle test or pendulum test, however you do it, you can use that to help guide you through it.
That's a
So
great idea. Yeah.
yeah.
Anything that we can do to just kind of calm things down as we're going through it and be willing to work with the wave, because it's like a wave of energy that goes through the body and you can think about it like I kind of imagine the cells looking like little bath beads, and all this water is getting flushed through to clear out the cellular memory that we don't need anymore. And it's a big thing, like everything's going like this.
Mhm.
So just kind of pausing in that moment and thinking about, okay, what do I need? Because you're the most important being in this journey
I
is
can give an
yourself.
example of that, sorry, and keep jumping on the last
No,
part
go
of your
for it.
thought. Um, was it yesterday or the day before? Right before I was going to go pick up my kids, I felt this big wave come through me and I was like feeling off, a little woozy. Um, and then my vision felt just very, I don't know, it looked
Mm,
like it was moving like this. And so I'm like, okay, I'm supposed to drive right now. So I had to like calm the body and focus and just ask myself a bunch of questions and then go, no, it's fine, it'll pass. And about 45 minutes later, it was done. But just tuning into what I needed, if it was extra water, maybe some nutrients, or just to get out in the sunshine for a brief minute to help that clear. Whatever I needed, I just did that really quickly so I could keep going for the day.
mhm.
So
Yeah, That's really good. The sun is really good right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's almost like it gives you extra energy right now, which I think eventually we're going to get energy from the ether. And I
Mm-hmm.
just did an ether meditation for healing with honey, and it was
Oh,
like,
fun.
pull that energy into your body and let it help you through this
Mhm.
process. But
That's
yeah.
great. I did a similar, not with ether, but I did kind of a body balancing meditation for my empath community.
Mhm.
So I think we're tuning into the same energies, clearly.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff popping in right now for help.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah. And just, being guided to eat what's right for you. Because I mean, I made my kids a dinner the other night and I was like, this is not for me, but they needed it. So I'm like, I'm trying to eat with them. I'm like, this is not. I wanted something much lighter. Um, and it was
Hmm.
just grass-fed hamburgers, but um, I just
Yeah,
needed a lot less.
I've noticed that eating much at night doesn't feel good
Hmm.
just lately. So it's like eating a fairly late but large lunch
Hmm.
and then like a snack almost at 5. That's been my thing, like something small at 5 o'clock, and then I'm
Hmm.
just done.
Yeah,
So really listen to your body.
that's good. That's a good sign that blood sugars are balancing for people too, because I've been having similar
Mhm.
things too, where I'm just not super hungry. Sometimes if I stay up too late, I'm like, oh, I need just like a spoon of peanut butter or something just to
Mhm.
keep me going, but I don't need any of that right now. So,
No, the morning seems to be more hungry than
mhm.
the evening. And I think it's because we're working so hard in the astral plane and
Yeah.
coming in, and your soul is like, whoosh, let's get rid of stuff you don't need. And then your body's like, I'm hungry now. Feed me. Yeah. So, I mean, it's the first thing my husband does is immediately eats in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah. And it takes me longer to do that,
Mhm.
but it's really interesting how it's shifted so much because I didn't want to eat
Mhm.
until like 11 o'clock before.
Mhm. That's usually me, but I know that, like I said, I think it's a good sign with, like you said, we're doing the work, so we need some nutrients
Hmm.
to keep us going right now, but blood sugar is balancing out, and if the body's working instead of doing this all the time, it's doing this, then that's going to be a lot easier.
Yeah, it's nicer. It really, it feels good. And digestion is weird. So just paying attention to your own digestion. You can have a little bit of vinegar and water before you eat,
Mhm.
especially towards the end of the day, and that will make your digestion smoother
Mhm.
and you'll have enough stomach acid. I feel like that's been one of the things is the
Yeah.
stomach acid hasn't been as strong for most people.
Yep. When I was going
Yeah.
through my nutrition training, and they said, and this was an old book, about 85% of us do not have enough stomach acid because we're stressed, because of processed foods, because of this and that. And if you don't have enough zinc, you're not making enough stomach acid. There's so many reasons. Um, I
Hmm.
mean, not to mention just living with the powers that be, uh, you know. Um, and so yeah, we definitely needed to rebuild that. And that'll protect your body from so many layers of other things.
Yeah. Yeah. Those little bugs are not going to survive the stomach acid either.
Mm-mm. Nope, and the candida and other things like that too.
Hmm.
So it's really, really important.
Yeah.
So healing those trauma layers also very
Hmm.
important with that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a really amazing time. The main thing I would say is just to ride the wave
Hmm.
versus getting caught in the wave. And if you notice that you're getting caught, take some time to let yourself float up
Mm-hmm.
and don't keep spinning your wheels if you're feeling overwhelmed. Yeah.
Yes, I would agree. And what just came in when you were saying that too is like if you really don't know how to help your body get back into balance, just jump in the shower. It's a good like energetic flush.
Mhm.
Maybe it's something that's just stuck outside of you too, but the shower can really just like do a quick little cleanse.
Yeah.
So
Yep. That works great.
yeah, easy,
Hmm.
relaxing, hopefully.
Yes.
So yeah, and support your animals too. They're feeling a lot right now too. They're acting so different and
Mhm.
um I mean, they're just not I mean, when I first started doing pet healing work and animal healing work, it's just a lot different now. So,
Yeah. Yeah. They're ascending too. They're evolving constantly.
mhm.
And they're kind of amazing right now and also somewhat crazy. So just kind of watching for that. And I don't know, I feel like we're doing really well considering. And we're
Mhm.
kind of in those big solar energies right now. And it's the big split that we're experiencing. So just take care of yourself. And if you have excess energy, then give it to the people around you. But if you don't,
Mhm.
self care first.
Absolutely. I just kind of do really quickly I'll clean or clear myself in the morning, my kids, my household, my pets and just put little shields of protection around us throughout the day. Um and just go from there.
Mhm.
So, it's kind of my daily routine.
Yeah. And
But
nature is really helpful.
yes, and it's been gorgeous here the last few days. This was so odd to me too. I kept checking the weather just because I was curious, even though it's real or not, whatever. But it looked like we were supposed to have a massive storm yesterday, and I saw blue coming up on the radar, and then it was blue skies again today. They predicted some moisture, completely clear, and almost 60 degrees. So
Mhm.
it's wild.
Yeah. There's some very weird stuff going on. So,
Hmm. It's
yep,
beautiful though. I'll
it
take
is.
it.
It's really beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you, Amelia. This was great. Yes,
Thank you.
beautiful. Thank you guys. And we hope that you feel really good. We'll put all the links below.
Mhm.
If you need some help or if you need a certain thing, I'll try and remember as many things as possible to put under there that we mentioned.
I know there's a lot.
Yeah,
Just take what resonates and leave the rest.
exactly. Exactly. Okay. Bye, everybody. Thank
All right.
you.
Bye. Thanks.
Thanks, Amelia.